So, Elena, are you feeling any better about the stream yet?
Yeah, I'm fine. And I don't take it personally, guys. Yeah. And look, most of this advice that women get from women comes from single cat ladies anyway. So, like,
in this,
ideally, like, women should ignore, like, if they want to have a different outcome, if they want to stay in a happy marriage, they should ignore the single women out there.
well, it's not just single women. This moms are very frequently, at least today, didn't always used to be this way, at least with the frequency. But moms are very often the cause of many of these problems because, okay, let's step back and do a little bit of red pill here. Women are hypergamous. We all know that. We all agree with it. Okay, so you're a mom. You had your kids. You're watching your daughters grow up, and you're thinking to yourself, well, I have the man I have, and I'm too old to leave. Okay. But I should have done better than I did because I'm hypergamous, and all women think that they could do better than they did. Yeah. So instead, they try to live vicariously through their daughters, and they tell their daughters, no, you can do better. You need to do better than I did. They don't say it that way, but that's what they're saying. You shouldn't. He's not good enough for you. You deserve better than him. Okay, so very often the mothers are the source of the
because they're just either divorced or they're unhappy with the man they're actually married to.
Right. Exactly.
So they're pushing that on their daughter.
But Nick, I think in some cases they might even be happy, but women in their hypergamous nature assume, particularly in the modern day with the modern social media, they assume, and this is, you see this more amongst older women. Well, I could have done better. Okay. And so they can't leave because they know that they are not enough to go out there and shake their ass on social media and get the attention of the better.
No, a lot of them do. They shake their.
I know, but I'm talking about older women. Okay. Yes, I know some of them still get naked because they always get naked.
Yeah.
Okay, but they know in their heads that they'll do it for the attention, but they know that it's not going to get what their daughters could get for doing the same thing. Why do you see all the moms pushing their daughters into OnlyFans? It's not about their daughters. It's about living vicariously through their daughters because they believe that the daughters can get something better through OnlyFans than
well, it's not just OnlyFans. Look, it's also social media cloud. I see so many kids accounts, and we've analyzed them that are being promoted by the mothers of the children, and yeah, they do live vicariously through their kids. All of the attention that kids get. There was one girl I love to bring up. She's 6, maybe she's 7 years old now. She has over 1 million, like 900, whatever, maybe 2 million now followers on her Instagram. She already behaved like she already shows all of the sign of a future 3 or 4. You know?
Yeah.
And at 7 years old, this is how early it begins.
Well, right. That's not the kid. The kid at 7 years old doesn't know any of this, doesn't understand any of this. That's the mother doing it.
Controlling her account, who is pushing her to do these things like crazy dance, shake her butt, like she already is dressed like a whore at 7 years old.
Okay. But this isn't the common case. The common how this actually happens for most mothers and daughters is the mother's on social media, probably Facebook. Okay. But she's not like, controlling some large account or anything like that. She's got her friends on Facebook and that's it. Mm-hmm. But she sees the attention that these younger women can get. She sees the potential suitors to use the old school language, that are available on all of the internet. She wishes she could have that, but she knows that she really can't. Like we often say, women that they don't know. No, they know things. They're not completely irrational. And so she knows that she can't really do that. Some women are delusional. They'll try anyway. But okay, it's easier and she gets to keep the guy she's with. Okay? So it's easier to push her daughter through it instead.
And ruin the life of your daughter. And in the end,
she doesn't see it that way. She doesn't see it that way.
Yeah, run through her, and like now they don't see it. But when economy collapse, okay, what will their daughters do?
That's a future problem, and women don't deal with future problems very well.
Let me add something that kind of affirms this. My second ex-wife, told me stories, and it just irritated her to no end. When she was young, he'd bring a boyfriend home, and her mother would flirt with her boyfriend.
Oh, that's sick. Yeah, I mean,
it's common. It's common.
Yeah.
Okay.
Because your mother will want to do better. Have you seen?
No, that's living vicariously.
Yeah, that's living. Yeah.
Have you seen the movie? An old movie, White. What's your name? I forgot. It's a Disney cartoon.
Snow White.
The Snow White, exactly. Yes. How the stepmother, she was flirting with the prince, and she wanted all of the attention that the princess was getting.
So Snow White is not actually a Disney cartoon. They just made a cartoon out of an older story.
I just remember
that older story. I can't remember which one it is. It's Nordic European, so it's I forget which of the Nordic countries it is, but that story has been around for centuries.
Yeah,
and I say that because I want people to hear this is not new.
Yeah, sorry guys, I'll correct here. Snow White, it's a fairy tale. It's a German fairy tale by the Brothers Grimm. Yep.
But the original Brothers Grimm. It was subtly, maybe dramatically or substantially different than how Disney portrayed it, because it had some lessons that were not necessarily pro-feminism. But Snow White is kind of pro-feminism. It's kind of female entitlement encouragement.
Yep.
Or Cinderella. I mean, no, maybe we're talking about Cinderella here. I mean, the same thing. They've all subtly been changed. Because it was Cinderella. Oh, man, do we talk about don't marry a single mother? Or if you have previous children, you marry a woman and then you have kids with her kids versus your previous kid. Who's she going to favor? Things like this are as old as time. And there were lessons in some of these old fairy tales that are kind of watered down, if not dismissed, and shifted into a more pro-feminist promotion in the modern ones. And modern, I mean, anything since movies have been made. 50s, yeah, it was in there. 90s, absolutely. Currently, oh yeah, big time.
Oh, did you guys have, as a sidetrack, have you guys seen the disaster that's the new live action Snow White? No. Critical Drinker's been following that. It's hysterical. Just the Disney tried to make it fully woke and feminist, and it has just flopped hard. It's been fun to watch, but
it's just crazy. Well, I find it.
It's like what they do with the Star Wars shit. They ruin it.
Yeah. Well, the problem is that the further you get away, so the Brothers Grimm fairy tales, as Steve said, they are trying to teach lessons.
Mhm.
They're trying to teach lessons about timeless truths. Okay. When the further you get away from the truth, the less interested people are in the story you're telling. Okay.
Yep.
So sure enough, you try and make Snow White into a female empowerment story, and all of a sudden people are like, meh. And people don't even know why they're meh about the new one.
Mhm.
Disney will tell you, well, it's just because it's gotten so much bad press for this or that. It's like, no, it got bad press because you tried to do something that everyone looked at and went, but that's not the story.
Yeah, they are rewriting. They can't create anything new. They are rewriting the old stories that were popular at some point, and people have absorbed. And like, look, I used to read those old fairy tales, and like I know the lessons that they were trying to teach. And then when like if you introduce it in a completely new generation that was not aware of those stories, but there are still people alive who have read those stories, who have remembered them the way they were originally written.
Well, in this particular case, what I think has happened is that it's not so much that about people who are alive and remember the stories differently. There's some of that going on, but not as much as you'd think.
Mhm.
And I think what is more going on with these sorts of stories is people just go, like it doesn't connect with them, because when it comes to the truth, and we've talked about this over on our stream, there are certain things that you cannot deny. You can try to change the meaning of words, but at some point you encounter reality. And whatever word you use to describe reality doesn't really matter at some point, because reality is what it is. And people kind of understand that, well, women behaving like this, all they see is a man, and they go, well, it's either, a woman behaving as a man, that's not a woman, that's something else. And their brains just go, and they walk away from it. They don't understand that it's a subconscious
It's
disgust, but
yeah. No matter how much propaganda they have been exposed to, there are
but this also gets to another point. You can create too much drama. There's been so much drama around this particular movie, and at this point, it's drama overload, and people just walk away from too much drama. And I think this is where women get themselves in a lot of trouble. Is they, well, I have, create drama, and then eventually the guy just checks the fuck out and stops. You can create too much drama, and of course, that's fuel for more drama for the woman. Except now she gets to complain about how her husband's checked out, and all he wants to do is go play with his Legos or train, whatever his hobby is, right? Well,
yeah, it's typical way men deal with it. I can't deal with her drama, so I escape. It's understandable. You have to. The other solution is use some of your dominance and help her.
But it will
scale down
depend
the
on.
drama.
Okay, Steve. I think it will depend on how much drama she's been.
No.
Well, look, there are some women who are like.
No.
Unmanageable, like no matter no amount of dominance.
Sure, absolutely. And why? Plutarch was going there.
Sorry, go ahead.
Look, there is only so much drama that a guy has the ability to redirect, is the term I'm going to use. Okay? We cannot, we're humans. There's limits to our abilities. We don't have an infinite reservoir of drama dealing with, like capability. Yeah, Nick.
Yeah, I got something to share, but right after you say.
Okay.
It'll be
So
quite apt.
So what ends up happening is eventually either the guy is, so I'm going to reframe this. It's a shit test. Okay. It's a never ending shit test. And so as a guy, you have two choices. You can just constantly come up and deal with it. Okay. Just constantly deflect. And that's what Steve is talking about. That's your dominant masculine presence guy. Most men are not going to be able to do that. And it's not necessarily even the man's fault that he can't do that. Okay. It's this is why women chase the top 5-10% of guys, because most of them cannot constantly deflect the drama. And here's the thing, even those dominant masculine guys are eventually going to look at all the drama you create and they're going to go, you know what? I have no more interest in dealing with you and kick you to the curb. So, it's like whether or not the limit is the guy gets there rationally as part of his dominance and says, you're out. Every man has a limit.
Mm-hmm.
It's just how he chooses to exercise that limit. That's all we're negotiating over here. And women, they don't understand any of this, right? To a lot of guys, it seems like a difference without distinction. Oh, well, one guy just chooses to ditch. It's like, so it's, yes, guys, this one is about you. This is about how you handle her drama. He's going to kick out drama. Okay. It's what they do. You can either handle it. Go ahead, Nick.
And many times I'll have a video. It ends up as how this video goes.
Mm-hmm.
Got this from George Bruno.
Mm-hmm. 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 Yep. 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 Uh-huh. 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 Coffee and right. Yeah.
Oh, this is so funny.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
There you go.
Amazing. Was it George Bruno? George Bruno?
Yeah, I think he got that from somewhere else, but
wow.
I saw multiple versions going around yesterday or the day before. So
oh, that's so funny.
But you saw the drama, right?
Yeah. And
what?
Go ahead.
Okay. We're talking about the dominant man trying to put some restraint or assist her in controlling her emotions, so she doesn't go into the drama spiral. Why do dominant men fail at this sometimes? And why do non-dominant men pretty much always fail? Well, we've kind of talked about this before. A woman processes everything based on her experience and her emotions. So if she grew up without a father asserting some dominance to help her control and teach her how to, don't need to spiral out of control with your emotions. Put some restraint on it. Might not have been restraint that she liked, but now she's got experience with a man restraining her emotions. And ideally, the father can do that. And the father, there should be no sexual shenanigans going on there. He's the man who doesn't want her sexually. He can just say, this is it. And she can't use sexuality to subvert that. So now she has the experience of being controlled or subdued or assisted, however you want to say that. Yes, in some ways, it's controlling her emotions and it's bringing her back down to earth. If she does not have that experience, which I've called discipline, a disciplined woman gets there from having a father who imposes that restraint. Now you wife her up, and you're that dominant man, and you're trying to do this, and she has no experience in her childhood of feeling or experiencing that. I'm gonna say good luck to you guys.
Yeah, if she.
I had that conversation with
Mhm.
one of my rugby buddies yesterday. He has this. He was talking about the drama of his wife. He's like, "This is what I do." He says, "I know she's going to do what she's going to do, but she understands. I'm going to let her talk and let her do her shit. But then I'm going to come in afterwards and deal with it." And I said, "Why do you think she lets you deal with it?" He said, "Well, that's what her dad did."
Yeah. Well, it goes back to what I said earlier in the stream. It takes a village to restrain a woman. It can't always be the guy, because if she never had a dad who restrained her, or restrained the excesses of her emotions, then when you as a dominant man come in and restrain her emotions, she's going to love it and she's going to hate it. I know that's a paradox. All the logical men in the stream are freaking out, but that's how women operate.